The last prints are done, and this pretty much drove me crazy, which is fitting considering we're doing some Cthulhu Mythos stuff here. Hey, my name is Troy, and welcome to Facility D20. Over the next couple of weeks, I'm about to build an epic project, and as part of that, I need to print and paint the great old one, Cthulhu. Come on in, and let's get at it. I picked this mini up from my mini factory, and it's by Lord of the Print. I threw it into my slicer program, and while it does come with pre-supported files, I just don't think they were going to work. They looked a little too slight, so I auto-generated my own supports, and then I went in and I just beefed it up a little bit. What I like to do here is just add some heavies right at the base of this model so that it doesn't pull from the bed when I print it. Also try to find any weird islands like this here and just give them a little extra support. This takes me about 10-15 minutes per print. I had to do this with every single print. Then I used some Nova 3D translucent blue, loaded into the printer. Well, I am having some problems with my printing here now. I think I might know what's going on. See, my FEP has never been replaced and it's pretty badly damaged. As you can see here, this whole area right here is kind of rough and scraped up, and it's just in really bad condition. So because of that, I'm getting like this weird thing going on with my prints where there's a whole section in the center that's just not printing. It'll print a few base layers that burns in at like 65 seconds, but after that it's pretty much just leaving these big holes in my prints. It's not really working. So I don't have a FEP replacement. It's going to take a couple of weeks to get here, but my good buddy Mike, he's got the same printer as I got, and I'm going to just borrow his vat compared to mine. So his is in a lot better condition than mine. You can kind of see there, mine's bad in the center, and his is a little better than mine. So we're going to go ahead, I'm going to load his in, and we're going to try to get this print going again. If you guys are enjoying this video, make sure to smash that subscribe button and join the facility. I'd love to have you here. Now before I got started, I leveled the bed again. And I want to leave this little part in to show you what it's like sometimes with my printer. You can see the papers kind of fetch it up on a corner, and just simply tightening or loosening the knob on top helps me to level this printer. That's how touchy it is. You want the paper to pull it nice and smooth like that. Make sure these set screws are really tight, and we're back in business. This is the chest. The back. The base needed a little extra refill mid-print. The arms. I like to pull these things off the support before I wash and cure them. Little overkill on my supports, but I'd rather that than a failure. Its head. Washed in alcohol and cured in my cubic wash and cure machine. And then the wings. The last of the prints are done, and this pretty much drove me crazy, which is fitting considering we're doing some Cthulhu Mythos stuff here. I even accidentally printed 2 torsos when I tried to print a base, so that happened. And not only that, but I basically used a full bottle of resin between this guy and a couple other little prints that I did. So it was a rough one. But that said, once I got the new vat from Mike, this thing started printing really well. So Unfortunately, this last print here, while it's done and it looks to be pretty good, I was not able to print it in full because I just did not have the layer height. So I had to kind of like cut this off a little short, but I don't think you're really going to notice it. At the end of the day, this guy's done. Finally, time to move on to the next part of this project. Because I went kind of crazy on the supports, I had to take a little bit extra time cleaning all these parts up. And then it was time to assemble using some Gorilla Glue. Next up, it was time to paint it. Hit it with some Rust-Oleum flat black primer. Then I give it a base coat and Magnolia brown. Then with a downward motion, I hit it with some oak brown. And then a really watered down Brood Mother purple, just to kind of tone those browns into purples. Then I started to work up the green skin tones, trying to hit all the high places and leaving the browns and purples in the shadows. Then I got a little more careful with my airbrush and just hit all the high muscle tone parts with a lighter color green. Then I went back in with a little bit of a lighter purple and got into all the recesses. Finally, I did one highlight of green and just a few selected areas, just to make that green skin tones pop. And finally, some simple cold black eyes. This model took about 2.5–3 hours to paint. I did 90% of it with my airbrush, which was really cool. This guy's going to be part of a massive diorama. You're going to want to hit subscribe and make sure you check that out. I want to say thank you to my Patreons here. You guys are awesome. If you want to check out my Patreon, I'll leave it at the bottom of the page here. It's a great way to support the channel. Make sure you check out some other videos. Take care, guys.